Hey everybody, Chad here. In this video, I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay, the question is this: what's the biggest mistake you've made about money? What's the biggest mistake you've made about money in your life? Now think about it in terms of law of attraction, law of vibration, law of assumption, laws of abundance, manifesting, trying to better your life. Okay, what's the biggest mistake you've made about money? And in this video, we're gonna chat a little bit about it, but I really want you to become aware of the mistakes that you're making around money, your deep beliefs that you're making about money. Then I'm going to share with you an example in my own life that I think maybe some of you, not all, but some of you can relate to, and how that all can affect, like in a negative, it can really affect or slow down what you're trying to manifest in your life. It can slow down you trying to better your life. I did a video yesterday and I looked up, I knew our beliefs our rooted beliefs are rooted in us at a very young age. So I shared that in a video yesterday. I haven't posted yet. But this is a very interesting fact. All psychologists agree that by the age of 7, yes, I said 7, by the age of 7, that's when our beliefs are formed. That's when our beliefs, our deep-rooted beliefs, are formed by the age of 7. Okay, so now I ask you again, what's the biggest mistakes you've made about money? And these beliefs are going to go way back to your childhood. How you feel about money, how you feel about abundance. Okay, when you're trying to better your life, well, it takes money. When you think about your dream house, well, that takes money. When you think about your dream car, that takes money. You think about, well, Chad, I want to give to charities. That takes money. Well, Chad, I want to help people. Well, that takes money. When we start getting into debate, especially around manifesting, laws of abundance, law of attraction, sometimes people will say, well, it's not just about the money. Because you see what I'm saying? Because they have an embedded belief, a scarcity belief about money, and it really goes back to their childhood. What they've heard their parents say about money, what they've heard their teachers say about money, what they've heard their siblings and aunts and uncles say about money. Can you remember if your parents argued about money? Did you grow up where your parents, maybe in the beginning of your life, struggled with money? Maybe later on they were better off, but maybe in your beginning of your life, they struggled. They were in poverty. So that's your rooted beliefs that you have since you were 7 years old. So I'm going to ask you again, become more aware, because the more aware we become on our mind, our thoughts, our deep beliefs, then we can start doing something about it. Then we can start changing. So I'm going to ask you again, what's the biggest mistakes you make about money? Regarding manifesting, regarding abundance. Okay. My example is, when I thought about this question, my example was, what's the biggest mistake I made about money? And I started going back to my childhood. And as far as back I can remember, I don't know why, I can guess why I'm like this, and it's even true today. As far as back I can remember, I didn't like spending money on myself. I can remember as a kid, when my mom would take me to a store, I'll be sitting there looking at a toy. She could tell, being a parent, being a mom, that I wanted it. Then she would ask me, hey, do you want me to buy this for you? Do you want this? What toy do you want? And I would sit there. I can remember, even as a kid, being very indecisive, very like, oh, I don't know. How much is it? I would always ask the price. Then she said she would almost have to beg me to buy it. Then when she would give me a choice, I would always pick the cheapest toy. I wouldn't really pick the toy that I really wanted. I would pick the cheapest. Even when my mom tells stories, she always tells stories like that. When I was growing up, I was always like really cautious about spending money, even way back being 5 years old. Now, fast forward a little bit of time, I can remember even as a young teenager, when my sister and I would go to like festivals, go to like fairs, like in a small town fairs and stuff like that. Back then, you could pretty much go by yourself. Your parents didn't worry about you so much as they do today. And since I was the oldest, I'm 5 years older than my sister, my mom would give me the money to handle. She wouldn't give it to my sister because my sister was younger, of course, or 5 years younger than me. And that's a big age range when you're kids. If I'm 13, then that would make my sister 8. So that's a big age range. So when my mom, maybe back then, mom would give us like $20 or $30 or $40 to go to the festival. And that's all day, because we would go all day long and run around all day. But when we would come home or meet up sometime later on at the fair or come home, I would still, whatever money she gave me $20, I would still return $20. I didn't spend nothing all day long. I didn't buy nothing to drink, no food. Then my sister would whine and complain. Like, I was asking him to buy ice cream, asking him to buy something. He wouldn't do it. I was like that even as a teenager. Then fast forward going into adulthood. I'm still like that. I don't like to buy myself stuff. Okay, I'm very hesitant on buying myself stuff. I'm very indecisive when it comes to me. Now, I'll buy other people things. Sometimes I'm very lenient on that. I'll buy other people gifts and things, but I won't buy myself stuff. Even if I can remember habits where I lived in California for 20 years, and I would always want to go back and visit my family, my mom, my sister, brother-in-law, stuff like that. But when it came down to like buy the plane ticket, now if I'm thinking 5-6 months in advance, I wouldn't make that decisive decision to go ahead and buy that plane ticket. I would like wait and wait and wait, ponder it, not make a solid decision. Then I would basically wait too long until the decision's made for me, because the ticket, if you buy a ticket at the last minute, it's pretty, usually it's, 3-4 times more. I can even remember, even as an adult now, if I go look like in my closet, my clothes, my shoes, most of the time, I didn't even buy any of it. I got as gifts, for my birthday or Christmas, or, being in relationships, you guys trade gifts and stuff like that. Even before I did this video, I went in, I looked at all my shoes. I have like many, many pairs of shoes. And I probably have like 20 pairs of shoes. I probably only bought 3 or 4 of them out of 20 pairs. I mean, with almost all my clothes, I didn't buy. Now you can kind of spin it and say, well, you attracted this and you're helping other people, so it's coming back to you. Okay, yes, I can see that. But I'm not spending money on myself. When I ask myself, what's the biggest mistake with money that I made? I would have to answer it this way. What's the biggest mistake the money I made is not treating myself. And why is that so important to the laws of manifesting, wanting a better life? Is because we have to treat ourselves, okay? We have to act as if, even if you listen to Neville Goddard, live in the end, live in your mental, in your mentality, in your imagination, you live as if it's already occurred. Whatever you want, you already have, okay? You're in that state of vibration. You're acting as if. If you want to make $20,000 a month, well, how would you act if you were making $20,000 a month? Okay, what would you be doing? How would you be dressing? How would you be carrying yourself? Would you be worrying about paying your bills? Would you be worrying about going out to eat? Would you be worrying about buying a plane ticket? Probably not. Maybe you would if you're in a habit of it. Take a little bit of time to break. But really, would you? Probably not. The reason why it's so important is because it starts a scarcity mindset. Okay, it starts a scarcity mindset. The reason why I don't want to treat myself out is because going back to that belief that I had as a kid, whenever it formed. Now, mom said I was like that almost from the time I could talk. So at some point, I've had to hear either, mom and dad discuss money, siblings, grandma, grandparents discuss money, maybe argue about money. I can't really remember way back, but it had to be something as a kid that you overhear. And you, for some reason, you get in tune with it, and it forms this great belief. Okay? And you carry this belief with you the rest of your life until you really want to change it. But it's really a scarcity mindset. I mean, do you go out and treat yourself out? Maybe to a meal by yourself. Maybe as a girl, you're getting your nails done. You're getting your hair cut all the time. You look cute and pretty and beautiful. You're getting a facial. You get manicures and pedicures. Do you do that stuff on a regular basis? Because it lifts your vibration. We should be doing things that make us feel abundant, make us feel good. The more we feel good all through the day, it lifts our vibration. Remember, what you want is kind of out of your vibration. When we look at the law of vibration is really the first law. The law of vibration is ahead of law of attraction. It's your frequency you're on, the level of vibration you're on is going to determine what's attracting into your life. So if you want more money in your life, you want to attract more money, you want to attract an abundant life, well, the vibration you're on right now, that's why it's not coming to you, because you're not on that vibration. Once you lift your vibration, you get in alignment with what you want. Once you're in alignment with it, it comes to you so quick. Once you're in alignment with it. Okay, what lifts your vibration? Okay, now in this video, we're going to stay focused on this topic. What lifts your vibration? Well, if you're walking around all day long, not spending money on yourself, for example, not treating yourself, okay, that's going to keep you in a low vibration. That's going to give you a scarcity mindset. You're going to walk around feeling poor and poverty all day long. No matter if you make decent money or not, you're going to walk around and feel that way. And when you feel that way, that's the vibration you're on. So you're going to attract more stuff with inside that vibration. If you want to make $20,000 a month or $100,000 a month, well, it's not on this vibration. It's way up here. So how do you get there? One of the ways you get there is by answering this question. What's the biggest mistake I made about money? What's my deep-rooted beliefs that I have about money? What's that the secret thing I say to myself when I see my dream car fly down the road? Am I excited that I saw it? Or do I secretly despise the person driving that car? Do you randomly, on a consistent basis, treat yourself out, treat yourself good, dress in nice clothes? All this stuff, it seems simple, but we're not doing it, but it lowers our vibration. See, for me, I got to really watch what I'm doing. I got to really watch this because I can go back to, very easily, I can go right back to my beliefs I had as a kid. That's why it's so easy. That's why it's so easy to go backwards to old patterns. Okay, and that's why it's so hard to break it, because we formed it by the age of 7. It might not be exactly that age. Maybe it was 5. By the age of 5, it was already formed. By the age of 4, it could have been formed. But in psychology, they all agree by the age of 7, your deep beliefs are already formed. So let's say you're 30 years old and your beliefs about money was formed when you were 7. That means you have a 23-year-old habit. That's why it's hard to break. Because you've been doing it for 23 years. You've been thinking that way for 23 years. And even for me to break it, that's why it's so important to be conscious about it. And sometimes for me, I gotta force myself to buy myself stuff. Like yesterday, it's so funny. I wanted a caramel macchiato. Not a caramel macchiato. I wanted a caramel frappe. And in Ohio, you have to drive farther for it. I can't just walk out. So I thought I really wanted it. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna get in the car and drive and get it. And when I bought mine, I actually bought the person behind me. Okay, I had an intuitive thought to do it, so I did it. But it's something that simple. But when I bought it and I was driving home, I was in a different state. I was like, yeah, because I really wanted it. Even though, a $4 drink, I didn't spend $100, $200, $300. Even that's that simple thing, me just going and doing it because I wanted it, brought my vibration up. It lifted my vibration. It lifted my spirits. Made me feel good. The secret, let me tell you this, the secret to law of attraction, the secret to all this, the laws of abundance, is feeling good. The more you feel good throughout the whole day, the quicker things are going to come to you. But we're always doing things, like my example, we're always doing things as a habit we've had as a kid around certain topics of abundance, success, and money that is pulling us down. Even when I'm going back to Thailand, and I talk about it very carelessly and stuff like that, I don't struggle with it. Okay, even when I'm going back to Thailand in November, sometimes I can feel anxiety. I start feeling like, can I still do this? Even when I bought my ticket to Thailand a couple months ago for November, and I had to force myself to buy the ticket because I'm still in that bad habit of just waiting and waiting and waiting until you feel like you can't go because the ticket is 4 times expensive. And I would do that all the time in California when I wanted to come home and visit my family. I wouldn't make a solid decision because I didn't want to buy myself anything. I didn't want to treat myself out. Even when I went to Thailand the first time, I just jumped and did it. I just made a decision and do it. It was scary. I made a decision to do it. And I lived in Thailand for 1 year. So you think for me living in Thailand for 1 year, it would be easier the second round. But I still find it's kind of comical a little bit. It's kind of a weird feeling because I've been in Ohio for a year. So it seems like the longer I stay, the harder it gets to go back. I fall right back into that bad routine, thinking about, oh, I can't buy stuff for myself. And I'm sharing this with you because when you have bad habits like this, you have to make a conscious effort to move forward, a conscious effort to do it. And sometimes the older I get, even around this topic, sometimes I can feel myself having anxiety over it, like I'm going to have an anxiety attack. But I still do it because I know I need to force myself to do it. Because it is such a deep-rooted belief. But you don't want beliefs of scarcity, and that's really what it comes from, that belief of scarcity. Our beliefs start so young, and that's what's determining our lifestyle. That's what's determining. It seems comical when we're really aware of it. You know, the 7-year-old Chad, the 6-year-old Chad, the 5-year-old Chad is determining what I'm doing right now. We got to change our beliefs. We got to start doing things that lifts our vibration. We got to start doing things we want to do. Okay. I don't mean when we talk about money and treating yourself, I don't mean you go out and get a massive debt. I don't mean you go out and charge your credit cards. That's not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is I did listen to a recording about this a couple days ago. I've been listening to it for a couple nights. I can't really share it because I can't remember the title of it. I apologize. But when it comes down to spending money, it all comes down to your intuition. Do you have the intuitive thought, that gut feeling to buy yourself something? Okay, if you have that intuitive thought to do it, that gut feeling to do it, then do it. It doesn't mean you just go and blow all of it and you can't manage your money. It just means that when you have that intuition to do it, follow your intuition. If you have that intuition to help somebody out, you help somebody out. When you have that intuitive thought to do it, you do it. If you truly want something, your intuition is telling you to do it, do it. That's all it means about money. It doesn't mean you're blowing it. You're getting yourself in debt, massive debt, and stuff like that. But I'm going to ask you a question one more time. What's the biggest mistake you're making about money? What's driving you as a kid that you're still struggling today? Be aware of that. You might have to ponder this. You might have to think, but you might get it right away. You might have to think about it. You might have to go off for a day. It's in the back of your mind, and all of a sudden it comes to you. It's like, yes, I've been doing this as a kid. This is my thoughts about money, but it goes way back when I was a kid. But leave a comment below. Let me know the biggest mistake that you made with money as a kid, your beliefs around money. What's hindering you moving forward in abundance? Let me know, and I will see you in the next video.